Welcome back to Live from Rocket Hall. My name is Trip Floyd, and we have yet another act from Northwest Ohio that's playing for you tonight. Tonight's band is our southernmost act yet, hailing from Ada, Ohio. A shoegaze post-rock quartet. They played their first show in fall 2024, and they haven't stopped since. Performing 3 songs from their upcoming EP releasing in April, we are live from Rocket Hall with Oracion.
So still, it's still so the sunsets now, your lovers. Flower blooms until the spring. The taste of you, my mind can't think. Wait for flowers in the spring. Around your lips, around those things. Touch me now, don't speed things up. This flower breaks its way too much. Now look at me under your thumb. Under your hand I'm all wrapped up. Golden hair, your thorny tongue. Wait for flowers in the spring. Around your lips, around those things. Touch me now, don't speed things up. Some flower breaks its way too much. For flowers in the spring. Around your lips, around those things. Touch me now, don't speed things up. Some flower breaks its way too much. But in time we'll find out. In my mind will be sound. Yes, your touch is always there. We're alone on fire. In my mind will be sound. But in time we'll find out. In my mind will be sound. But in time we'll find out. In my mind will be sound.
Thank you so much for watching live from Rocket Hall. My name is Trip, and I'm joined tonight with the band Oracion. I said that right?
Oracion.
Oracion. There we go. Well, speaking of Oracion, you guys are fairly, I'd say, kind of like fairly new, right? When did you guys kind of form?
We started playing with the four of us in September of 2024, but we played in a different just cover group back in like 2023 up until 2024. So we've been playing together, all of us, for like 2 years now.
I gotcha. That's pretty cool. So what's kind of the evolution from going to a cover group into making your own kind of stuff?
I think you can do a lot with covers, but after a while, you start coming up with things and you want to express that and you want to flesh them out. Especially with this group, we like similar music, and when you come up with things that are kind of jangly, it's a lot different from playing like pop punk covers. You want to express it in a different way.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of to build on that, I think that us as a songwriting unit, like, we work really well together. Usually one of us brings in a piece of a song, and then we all kind of build that together. I think that we're a very cohesive group, and we really, no pun intended, riff off of each other.
Oh yeah.
Pretty well.
Yeah.
I think whether shoegaze or not, we would have been writing stuff eventually anyways.
Yeah. How'd you guys all kind of come about and like find each other?
Oh, I have a good one for this.
Yeah. Mike and I met in a history class
Like
where
2022.
Yeah, in like 2022, where it was like an icebreaker sort of thing, like share a fact about yourself. And I chose to have the gutso to say I've put out music, which is true. So then Mike and I started talking, and we became friends pretty quickly.
More specifically, the second day of class, you brought me a guitar pedal and just lent it to me.
It's true.
No questions asked.
It's true.
Expected me
right
to
there.
get it back to you.
Yeah.
It's still in the center console of my car.
It's still broken.
It's still I mean, I didn't break it, but
Important distinction there.
But then
yeah.
I was introduced to both of you guys through Mike, though.
Yeah. I remember it was at like a freshman orientation event or something. We were both at various tables for our organizations.
Yeah.
And I was just I had two tables that I was going back and forth between, and he stopped me, I remember, and said, "Hey, you're the drummer guy, right? That I've heard so much about," or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Hey, you want to play with me?" Okay, sure. I'd never really played in a band before this. I had played in like middle school jazz bands and things like that, where it's kind of proctored officially. I've never really been in like a rock band on my own. I always wanted to be, so it was just kind of, I think, fate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to one of Mike's old shows with a band he was in called Rattlesnakes, and we shared the same math class afterwards, and I said, "Oh, you're the guy that was playing the pink bass in that class," and I actually ended up joining the same fraternity as him as well, so that's how we met, kind of in 2022 as well.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. So you guys are kind of our emergency band. We did have some scheduling conflicts, but I mean, still, like, emergency band be damned. You guys just destroyed the place. It was awesome. It was super awesome hearing the speakers come out, for sure. But you guys actually said one of my good friends, Nico from Respirator, kind of wrecked this to you. So I know you guys ended up playing with Respirator and Other Mother. Like, how do you guys kind of form that connection?
Oh, yeah. So I'm a little background information. I'm a Theta Chi at Ohio Northern University.
Yeah.
And every fall, my fraternity puts on a music festival. That money goes to the Little Kids Rock Foundation, which is like outreach for underprivileged communities, great organization. And then our national fraternity, we donate to the USO, which is a veterans organization. So we split the funds from that. Then that goes to the those charities. And I reached out to Respirator to play that show through a mutual friend. And they came out this past fall, and we also opened up that festival. So we kind of got to talking. That evolved. I started running and booking shows out of a bar in town called the Cask Room. Shout out the Cask Room.
Yeah.
Great little community space now that me and the manager have put together, and I had Respirator come out and play a show with Other Mother, and then it kind of all went from there.
That's cool. Yeah. I mean, being from Ada, you have a lot of bands from Toledo, a lot of bands from Bowling Green. It's still kind of a drive up there. But what have kind of been some of your favorite shows that you've played, I guess, as a band with some of those?
I think playing at the Switchboard up here,
Yeah.
far and away,
Yeah.
for me, is my favorite, no question. No question at all. We play at Cask Room a lot. It's a lot of fun. But there's something about playing at Switchboard that was a lot of fun for me.
Yeah.
I think the atmosphere.
I think also kind of seeing other places too. We played multiple shows at the Cask Room at this point. And I mean, honestly, for me, even this was awesome.
Yeah.
It's that same thing.
Yeah,
Just kind
for
of, get new opportunities, play new places with the guys, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely that Switchboard show was a whole lot of fun. There's definitely one of the first Cask Room shows, I think, for me.
Yeah.
It was really cool to finally see that dream actualized for myself, getting that music scene started in Ada, and also to see the owners who always wanted it to be a venue space, even at a small scale.
Yeah.
Seeing them light up and see it actually happen, and seeing the fruits of that labor was pretty great.
I was going to say fruits of that labor. I kind of have a similar experience. I threw a house show with some of my friends, and definitely seeing that community come to life is definitely a great thing. So awesome that you got to experience that. Obviously, we were kind of talking about the trek earlier. I think it's about an hour, 2-hour round trip. What do you guys kind of do to pass the time? On some of those larger drives.
On the ride here, I was playing on a 3DS. I was playing Tetris. Yeah.
Playing Tetris on 3DS.
Yeah.
You a big Tetris guy?
No, actually, it was one of my first times playing. Yeah. It was really fun, though. It was really fun to pass the time on Tetris.
Love Tetris.
We obviously have music on in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're looking for just silly-looking cars,
Yeah.
goofy-looking
Yeah.
cars.
What was the silliest car that you guys found?
Oh man, we saw one on the way here that was a pickup truck that has all different colored panels, all of course rusted out. So we, stuff like that. Went to Sweetwater one day last week. We saw a PT Cruiser with flames painted through the front of it. So
That's beautiful. That's something you see out of a Hot Wheels box.
oh yeah.
That's great. That's great. You guys are talking about, obviously playing music. I just want to say, I did take a look through your playlist, the vault that you guys have on Spotify, and I mean, I love Slow Dive, love Ride. Not a lot of people put on Ride, honestly. But again, kind of listening to your music, it very much has that drowning in sound style. How do you guys kind of creatively decide on that? How does that get put together?
Usually it's Matt or I will come in with a bass line or a riff, and then kind of just build on top of that, usually with kind of a common goal in mind. We always try to have our songs we want something you can move to.
Yeah.
I think on our Spotify, we kind of hit that on the nose in our artist detail there, but we always try to find some this balance of dancey, but also something you kind of can drift off to, and that's just that vacuum of sound.
I rely very heavily on drone stuff. A lot of music I've done before this is very heavily drone based or influenced. Having one string that's playing the same note the entire time makes things very, very jangly and wide. I think I like jangly chords in there too. I don't pull a lot from shoegaze acts.
Yeah.
I really don't. I think I pull a lot more from emo acts or even just pop music, like Coldplay actually. A lot. A lot of Coldplay chords are very interesting. They're very kind of strange chords, but having something that's jangling through the entire song, and I think it makes writing bass lines a lot easier because you can dumb a lot of it down to just be kind of one chord. So.
Yeah, I think also, we all come from different musical backgrounds, all very similar for the most part, but we all have, you know, one or two bands that are different and kind of stand out.
Yeah.
You know, I know, like, my favorite band is Nirvana, you know, you know, and I listen to a bunch of heavier stuff too, as well as the shoegaze. So just kind of seeing our influences kind of come out a little bit too is always fun and interesting.
Yeah, I love when Matt gives me something that's really open and I can play around with, because I can write like a more melodic bass line. My influence comes a lot from like Peter Hook of Joy Division. I like a lot of the ride stuff, and a lot of those bass lines move a ton. And I really like that feeling. I feel like it kind of drives the song in a different way than a lot of conventional playing does.
For sure. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming out for Live from Rocket Hall. I really appreciate it. You guys,
Thank you.
smashed it.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
For sure. We'll be back next month, sometime in March. We'll have Danny Van Zant coming down from Detroit. Danny Van Zant and his big band. It should be a fun one. But thank you so much for watching Live from Rocket Hall. We'll see you in the next episode.